Hello everybody, and today we're back, this time with Lava Reef Zone from there's more Sonic than Knuckles. This time we're doing Lava Reef Zone. And we're almost at the end of the game, and we have all our super emeralds because we collect all the 7 Chaos Emeralds. So now basically what we're doing is just going to have to play through these last few stages. And I should be able to beat the game today. So all we have left is just a couple more zones. After that we are done. And this is the last zone you can get any Chaos Emeralds in. So after this level, there's one more level, and then after that, you lose out on the ability to get any more Chaos Emeralds or special stages. Well, this time go hyper because there's no reason to waste it. And you can see we are hypersonic, the seizure-inducing super transformation. And there's actually lots of giant rings here, like one right after another, which is kind of crazy to be honest. There's not really much else to say about Lava Reef Zone, to be honest. There's not much to say. It's just Lava Reef Zone. And there's also another giant ring up there I can't reach. But yeah, there's not much else to say about this level. The only unfortunate thing about going super or hypersonic is that you can't hear the level music. That's the one unfortunate thing, which we have to listen to this on loop. Also, Hypersonic actually can't drown. It's not only is he better than the hyper transformations are better than super forms as they have additional abilities and such, but also because on top of that they also can't drown, unlike the super forms and regular forms. Also, fun fact about this boss fight. All you have to do is actually just destroy the hand. You don't have to destroy anything else. And there goes Act 1 already. Now about this level, this act of Lava Reef Act 2 honestly has to be one of my favorite levels in this game also. I just like the look of it. I like the music and look of it. It's really nice. I also like how every act just has an Act 2 remix. So, for example, the first stage has its own music, and the second stage also does, and it takes music from the first stage, and then just makes it a bit different. I'm not sure why I can't get up there though. I should be able to, because I was timing it correctly. Okay, there we go. Really? But yes, this... Okay. Speaking of the high performance not being able to drown, a fun fact about Sonic 3 is that there is no water level in standalone Sonic & Knuckles. I think Sonic & Knuckles is the only game that doesn't have any water zones at all, not even a water act. It completely has zero water in the game, which is interesting because the only water that appears in Sonic 3 is Hydro City and Angel Island. They all appear in Launch Base, Act 2. It all appears near the beginning of the first half of Sonic 3. Well, I guess not the beginning, but appears at the first half in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Still probably should have played the Sonic Origins version, whatnot, but I don't know, maybe in the future I might do another Sonic 3 and Knuckles Let's Play that also actually finish. But yeah, after you collect all the 7 Chaos Emeralds and whatnot, you can just collect the giant rings and they'll give you 50 rings each time, which is really helpful. There's not much else to really say here. I'm not really playing much else. Really? Not sure which game I should do after Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I was thinking Adventure or Advance. Now actually up here, we're going to try and climb up here. But then Knuckles comes to interrupt us as per usual throughout the game. And this level is also only Sonic and Tails go to this level, only go to this variation or part of the acts. Because Knuckles just skips right past this and goes to the next zone. And yeah, speaking of me, probably should have. Speaking of why I should have probably played Sonic 3 Air or Sonic Origins, you'll see why in a second. I'll mention it when we actually get there and get out of this bonus stage. Well, that works. So right here, you actually need to jump on these platforms, then you can go down. So here you're going to see as to why playing any Sonic 3 and Knuckles remake is probably a good choice. Because all major bosses in this game all Act 2 bosses basically take about 8 hits. Except for this one. Because this takes 14, which is a lot. And is way too much. That's double. Well, I don't think it's double, but it's still a lot though. Because right here, it should have already ended if it was 8 hits, but this is just really boring. All you do is just wait. There's literally no point to turn hyper here. You can't hit them. You just have to guide. You have to just guide. You just have to guide the bombs and projectiles towards Eggman. There we go. Took a minute. One of the longest acts in the game. 6:15. And we have 62 lives. And here we go, Hidden Palace Zone. Also famous for having the Blue Knuckles glitch. And there's also a secret area on top of this. Yeah, somewhere up there, but we can't get to it because in this version of the game, you either have to play as Tails by himself or use a second controller in order to control Tails while playing Sonic and Tails. Can't really do it in single player unless you play as Tails in this version of the game. And here we are with a rival battle between Knuckles. It's actually very easy. All you have to do is just jump into him and it's not let him get you. It's very but easy actually. And it's the second rival battle of any Sonic game, I think. There we can see all the Chaos Stones we collected and Super Stones we obtained. Also, hitting him does nothing there. And finally, after this dude trolling us for the entire game, he finally joins our side. And finally realized he was tricked by Eggman. After the entire whole game, he goes with the Master Emerald, and now we have to chase after him. Also, if you want to know something funny here, if you stand about right here, then duck, he will tell you to go. He will tell you to go along. This is also one of my favorite zones in the game, which is Sky Sanctuary Zone. Probably one of my favorite zones in the game along with Hidden Palace Zone. There's a reason why it was added to Sonic Generations. And here we see Mecha Sonic, and he's actually going to repeat some older boss battles we have done in the classic Sonic games. Well, he only repeats 2 of them. The first one was the Green Hill one. And the second one is Metropolis Zone. Also, I could do the could have just done the skip for this level. I literally could have just done that, because if you, there's actually a way just to skip the entirety of Sky Sanctuary, but I'm not going to do it here because I'm trying to mainly play a full game. I'm not really trying to glitch and such. I was trying to do it without hitting them, but it don't matter. It's also funny that they copied 2 boss fights for this zone. Because, especially now, in Sonic games now, there are plenty of Green Hill zones in the game. And it's kind of funny because this isn't considered Green Hill Zone ripoff. I guess to why, but just from that boss fight alone, it might as well be. It's literally a direct copy. Yeah, Blame Waves. If you have Hypersonic or something, I'm pretty sure you can just duck under, jump, then jump down to the bottom, right here, which will land you right here, actually. I don't know, I might make an extra episode for this game alone, just showcasing weird things. Since a lot of my channel has lots of glitching in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, so I might as well show that. But we don't have to deal with this bull crap because we can just turn hyper. You can either just dodge or we can just turn hyper, and we might as well use it. We're near the end of the game. There's no point to waste time. Mecha Sonic is gone. We're on to Death Exit. Why did he jump backwards? Well, it don't matter. It still played out like how it was supposed to. But this is Death Egg Zone, which is a lot better in this game than it was in Sonic 2. Easily. But yeah, I'm definitely and probably gonna make an extra episode or whatever on this. Or just for all the classic Sonic games, I want to wrap it up. Even if it's a lot of it's just common knowledge. You'll be surprised that, despite being kind of, for me, it's like already heard it before, but a lot of people haven't. So. A lot of people are figuring out things I've been knowing already. Also, I'm just gonna skip that because it's not a trap or anything, so it just wastes time. And we don't have to take that since we have an electric shield. Then we can just jump over there. Then we go into this engine thing. But it's pretty cool. Yeah, but anyways, I'm going to be skipping that if I can. Because it kind of wastes time. You'll see why I mean in a second. For example, this one doesn't waste time, but some of the other ones do, where if you go take a ride, it will just try and just go. It's flashy, but it doesn't really. But it kind of just wastes time, you know. Like, it spins you all around and do all that, even though you're probably better off just skipping it. This is actually one of the harder bosses of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Thankfully, I don't have to deal with this, but still, I was trying to do it to actually not go hyper. There's one thing that sucks about this version of the game, which is that you can't use your instant shield without going hyper. The reason why it's one of the hardest boss fights to do normally is because this stupid thing where you kind of have to jump in between. Also, by the way, if I do a Knuckles playthrough, I am definitely getting all the Chaos Emeralds and Super Emeralds. Definitely. This is Death Egg Act 2. I just choose this path because I'm not really thinking on too much. We have 65 lives. And I only died, what? How many times in this playthrough? At most, once? Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. Personally, I don't really care about going hyper all that much, to be honest. Yeah, this level is harder. The one thing I always liked about Sonic 3 is how the difficulty always made sense. So the first level would feel easy and such. Because the difficulty in, for example, games like Sonic 1, I think is still fine, but for example, we have Labyrinth Zone, which is a difficulty spike, for instance. They actually want to reach up there, since one of them, or two of them, is a bottomless pit. Which means that if you fall down there, there's no bottom and you're going to die and lose a life. One thing I don't like about Sonic 3 though is the levels are not always... For example, this level is pretty cramped. And I wish it kind of wasn't, you know? It feels a bit more open. That's the case for some of the levels in Sonic 3, unfortunately. Check my battery first because I was charging earlier. I don't think we've seen really any other bonus stage besides the slot one. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, in this version of the game, you only get 2 bonus stages out of the 3 that actually exist in this game, because there's a Gumball one as well. That's only in Sonic 3 by itself. I just want to mess around with it since we kind of have all the time. Also, the ones near the top of the stage, that bonus stage give you 80 when it comes to the ring gumballs or whatever. I actually have a fun fact about this in particular. I think is really cool. So originally how I did is where I'll just wait and try to aim those right here like that, but you can actually spin dash them while they're down, while the spikes are down, up into the boss, which is super cool. Yeah, I just found out this year, for as long as I've been playing Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I mean, I don't mind. I mean, you can't really do anything with Hyper in this boss fight anyways, but yeah, that makes the boss fight very easy and very quick. Like that. Then you can keep on just doing it and doing it. Like that. Very easy. Now this is one of the reasons I actually play Sonic alone. Okay, it still plays the Hyper. I didn't have to though. I like the big long boss theme, but it doesn't matter anyway because you can just do this. Typically I'll do it is I'll just spin dash like this, down I'll do that for the fingers. And the reason why it's actually good to play Sonic alone is when you get up to this boss fight, you can just hit the nose, then you can kind of just go in here. Since the invincibility frames, Tails will actually hit first. Oh shoot! Yeah, so if you don't be careful, you actually fall. Also, crazy enough, I actually realized I had 6-7 lives. Listen, I know, but that's a good thing it's gone now, right? But now I have to actually do a boss fight normally, which sucks. It's just been karma this whole... I guess not even karma, it's just been unlucky this whole playthrough. But yeah, I guess I'll show you the real way now. Just show you the real way, so... Then jump over that big laser, dodge the fire, then just keep on doing it over and over. Boom. And now you have to actually be careful on this part since we're actually going to be chasing Eggman. But you can actually easily bounce off of Eggman and into the pit, so you have to be careful. Also, the debris is not harmful. It's just a visual effect. Yeah, you gotta be careful about that. And here we go! The Doomsday Zone. The true final level of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I remember the first time I actually played this stage, I actually sucked at it. Because actually the most unique stage in this game So here you can see we're flying through space, and we actually have to keep our ring count up, because if our ring count goes down to 0, we drop from space and we lose a life. Well, at least that's what's implied, because when you fall down to the bottom of the screen and you die. So you want to keep a ring count up, and you can dash with the A when you rapidly press the A button. So as you can see, we're actually playing as Hypersonic, and we're invincible in this boss fight. All you have to do is just keep track of our rings. So we see this thing right here, so what you have to do is guide the missiles into the head part. I remember struggling to beat this stage because it is completely different from what we've been doing for the entire game. Also, fun fact, if you beat Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and then you get to Doomsday Zone, so if you already beat Sonic 3 and Knuckles, then you get all the Chaos Zones, go back, and you have to actually complete Death Egg Zone again, then then you go to a Doomsday Zone, but you're not able to use the level completion level select despite you already beating the game, which is kind of funny. And I don't know, because that's what happened to me. But all we're doing now is we're just quickly going after Eggman as he tries to escape with the Master Emerald. You still have to worry about a ring count, but it's okay because it's no struggle. And there we go! Sonic 3 and Knuckles is finally complete. And that's the true ending of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. You don't need Hypersonic in order to get to Doomsday Zone, but this is the true ending. You only really need Super Sonic in order to get to that boss fight. But he did get the best ending of the game. And that's it. That's Sonic 3 and Knuckles. This is probably my longest Let's Play ever. But there we go. That's Sonic 3 and Knuckles for you. This is one of my favorite Sonic games. Even though Sonic 2, at least in recent years, I kind of prefer to replay more because this game is the longest out of the main 4. So if you try to play through this game in one whole sitting, it's not really ideal. But that's the best part about this game, because it just has save files, unlike the other, unlike 2 of them. With like the first one and second one don't have save files. Sonic C has a save file system, but it's not as good as Sonic 3. But yeah, that's Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Honestly, to be completely honest, if someone told me what is one of the first Sonic games they should play, I would say this is one of the ones you should play if you want to play any of the original ones or Sonic Mania. If you want to play any 2D Sonic game or play your first 2D Sonic game, it definitely should be one of these. Definitely. There we go. And you also get this cool thing with all three standing together. Boom. And that's it. That's all of it. That's the entirety of this game. There's also a competition mode, but that number. Anyways, that's all 14 zones. All 14 zones throughout this entire game. And Sonic goes to all 14 of these stages. And you can also replay the levels as well. What else should I showcase? I don't know. I probably should do Sonic 4. Yeah, I'm probably going to do Sonic 4. I don't know. I don't want to do Sonic 4. Because all means I have to also do Episode Metal. Can't really even get Sonic 4 on mobile anyways. Anymore. Yeah, there are also other levels in this game. Disaster Lake, Balloon Park, Chrome Gadget. These are multiplayer levels. Because Sonic 3 does have multiplayer, but people don't... It's not really talked about, and it's not as good as Sonic 2's multiplayer. The music is just as good, but the actual levels themselves aren't really much of anything here. For example, I actually wish this was an actual level instead of a mini loop. But yeah, that's about it. That's all there is to see there. Also, if I'm correct, I don't think there's a trademark symbol on Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Not typically, anyways. I have to say a screen if I'm correct. But it don't matter anyways. Anyways, that's it for the entirety of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And I will save a state. The only reason I'm doing that is because I did save state at Lava Reef. I don't want to ever accidentally load it. Then mess up my save file for whatever reason. But anyways, that's been all for Sonic 3 and Knuckles. That's the entire Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And until next time, I'm out of here.